life. You're already. Welcome.
Yeah, hello.
Also, can you please off your mic? Let me introduce the topic. Okay, guys. Today we are going to be talking about. I think the title is written boldly. There we're going to talk about femicide and androcide. Now, this? Why you may be conversant with one of the term, which is femicide. I'm sure a lot of persons do not know what androcide means. Okay, now for clarity's sake, let me explain. Femicide is basically when women are being targeted and unalived and murdered. When women are being targeted for their gender because they are women, they are targeted because she is a woman, and in that case, when a woman is murdered in that sense, it is seen as femicide. Now, androcide, on the other hand, is when men are being targeted, when men are murdered because they are men. Now, like I said, why femicide will be obvious, will be very popular. Everybody would know that one. A lot of people do not know androcide, even if it's the word does exist. So now, today now, basically, that's what we are going to be talking about. Now, in femicide now. What I'm trying to say is like if ladies are murdered, it is mostly categorized as femicide. When you see maybe when there's a relationship, for instance, like Hope, I don't know if you can remember last time when we talked about femicide, a lady was murdered by her boyfriend. Yes, and the whole world, the whole everybody that heard it was like, stop this femicide, stop unaliving women, stop unaliving women. Now, I don't know my. Can you guys hear me? I don't know what happens. My life keep going off. So guys, just bear with me in case that happens again. So like I said, recently a 19 years old girl made that post. You can go and watch it. It's on my YouTube shorts. A 19 years old girl unalived her boyfriend because she felt that the boyfriend was cheating on her. I never heard androcide. I personally never heard anybody say androcide. And now some months back too, another lady poisoned poisoned her husband poisoned her husband, murdered him. He died. She buried him for days. People didn't know until his corpse started smelling and all of that. So now, why androcide? Why femicide? Guys, please, I want you to follow up so that you will understand when we get the cause of the argument. Why androcide, femicide could be seen as when women are murdered in, let's say, Nigeria settings now, when a boyfriend when a boyfriend murders his girlfriend, when and why and just femicide can be seen, like can be seen when a woman is murdered, maybe when in a relationship. In androcide, when a girlfriend murders her boyfriend in the Nigeria legal system, you do not categorize it as androcide. You do not categorize it because in that case it wasn't as if the man was targeted. Now, androcide is always assumed that, and you always assume that this one is an androcide maybe in the system of war, when you see war, when they come and unalive the men, that is when you say, okay, this is androcide. When you see this gang violence, you can say, okay, this one is androcide. But in case of this relationship, when there is a relationship like this, you do not see it is mostly not categorized as androcide when the man is being unalived. So, Hope, I don't know, you can actually mute your mic because I would want to hear your opinion. Have you ever heard of the word femicide before, Hope?
Femicide is actually a very popular word. It's practically heard around us. So yeah, I've actually heard the word femicide like a thousand times already.
What about androcide?
I will not lie. This is the first time I'm hearing about the word androcide.
And
This
why do you
is
think why do you think that is?
okay. From the definition of what androcide is, personally, I have a different view of what femicide and androcide.
Is okay.
Not that the killings, sorry, I'm trying to, not like that, the unaliving just happens on just one gender.
Yes. I remember the last time I invited you, this
Yeah.
was that was the angle you came from, yes.
So, the honor, it doesn't just happen just one gender. It doesn't
Okay.
just happen just one gender. It comes in both ways.
Okay. So because why I actually cited the example I cited, men are being unalived too. But how come we do not hear about that word? How come you know about femicide and you do not hear about androcide? And according to the legal system, when similar thing that happens to female happens to male, it is not categorized as the same. So now you are saying that you're not looking at it from my angle. So what angle are you looking at it from?
Okay, the femicide part, I think why it is the loudest is because of the whole feminist movement. Yeah, generally because bad people kills. So
Don't worry,
bad,
just
yes, and they tend to put it on a gender. They make it a gender war. So
okay.
that is whole word femicide. It's very loud. It's something that we hear all the time. As a result of what the feminists are trying to push.
Okay.
Mostly the let's say the online feminists majorly.
Mm.
They are trying to push the narrative that men hate women. So
And
thereby are
that's
killing
the case here.
them.
You think that's not the case here?
No, that's not the case. The case is bad people killing people. It's
Okay.
not gender wise.
So you, according to it,
No, why? It seems like your network is bad. I'm not hearing any sound coming from you.
I, I, I was off again. So sorry. I don't know why this keeps happening. So you
Uh,
say because of the feminist online. Is that's the angle we're
yeah,
coming
both femicide, the whole femicide is very loud because of the number of feminists online trying to push the narrative of there are so much men hater. That's why they are killing women. That's what the narrative is trying to push.
So you do not think that the context that we use the femicide should not be used. You're saying that the we are tagging it femicide, that it should not be tagged, that most of the you see all those relationship, this man murdered his wife, or this one murdered his girlfriend. Are you saying that we should not tag those things as femicide?
No, it's not a femicide. It's a result of bad people.
Now, okay, now do you think that when a lady murders his her boyfriend or wife or what have you, when it's the other way, do you think it shouldn't also be tagged as androcide too?
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Okay.
It
That
shouldn't.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it shouldn't. Yes. You said androcide. Androcide is just the unaliving part.
Yes.
Does it mean that does it mean that there's a hatred for the other gender? That is why what is causing the unaliving.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Do you know why I'm asking this thing? You know, I started by asking you a question that why is it have you I started by asking you if you've heard that word androcide and if you've heard the word femicide. Welcome to my life. So now the point is that men are being unalived. That's the truth. So now why do you think men, since you're saying it is the feminists that are pushing this agenda, why do you think that the men are not pushing their own too? Why do you think they are not coming out to talk and say, okay, oh, since people are saying they are doing this, so why?
Okay. What's
Did you
your
get
own?
my question? Why do you think the men? Because you said something. You said it is actually the feminist online that is pushing it, making it look as if it is a femicide. Now, I'm asking you now, why do you think that men, because it is actually happening, it's happening to the men and it's happening to the women. So why do you think the men are not pushing it too? Why?
Hmm. I You need to understand how a man and how a woman is programmed.
Okay.
They are not quick to jump into agenda or narrative.
So you think this is an agenda?
Wait, you need to understand that online there's a community for feminists.
Yes. They are
There's
not
a
just
strong
it's not
community.
just feminists, they have the other male community, misogynist
No,
and what have you. They have those ones too. They are there.
ha, no, you no. Listen, there are men that there are women that but they're literally in a
The
group
way you're
chat.
sounding now, you're making it look as if feminist is what that feminist is a bad thing. Is it a bad the way you're
The
making
feminist movements happening mostly on social media platform. It's not what feminism is supposed to stand for.
okay.
What the narrative they are pushing is men hate women, but that's not what feminists talking about. Feminists talk about gender equality,
Yes.
gender for the weaker, equality for the weaker gender.
Yeah.
But what the narrative that they are pushing online is quite different. So that means personally, I'm strongly against them because of that is the narrative that they are trying to push. So
Okay.
now
Why are
there's
the men not
strong
coming out to complain too? Just
listen. There's a strong community of people that call themselves feminine. In fact, they go as far as putting it in their bio, in their pages. But you don't see a community of what's it called? What the word for what more like an opposite of feminists?
I don't know, but
It's
I think
definitely not.
over time they
It's
started
not
calling
misogyny.
them. Yeah.
It's not misogyny. Misogyny isn't feminist. Isn't an opposite of this thing.
Okay.
It's definitely
But
not
those
this thing.
maybe
Misogyny
sexist now. Sexist. I don't know. Is
sexist.
sexist is I don't think
Yeah,
it's not just tagged to men though. Sexist is not just tagged to men though.
no, sexist is tagged to men most time because of they tend most men tend to be more sex.
Okay.
I think men tend to be more sexist.
Okay. So are you
But
saying that feminism, like the online feminism, that's the reason why cases that are not supposed to be called a femicide is called femicide? Is that what you're saying?
come again.
Are
I
you
not
saying
get you.
cases that are not supposed to be called femicide are being tagged as femicide because of the online community? Is
Yes,
that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't actually really agree with you. You know why I say I don't agree with you? Because the last time we had this discussion, you said something which I did agree, but I had a different notion still. You said women were murdered because they were the weaker version. That is very true. But I also agree that women are being targeted because they are weak. Women are being targeted because they are actually weak. They are being targeted. So, in other words, whether this your what do they call them? This feminists, according to you, are speaking up or not, it is actually happening. That is what I believe. The femicide whole shit is actually happening. But my problem now is that if we can say, okay, um this one is femicide, why can't we call that other one androcide too? That's just my argument.
Okay, you need to understand what I think. Saying this, saying this in an ambiguous way, saying that the way it's just saying throwing words like this, calling
Mhm.
this a feminist, calling a particular kind of death a femicide, calling a particular androcide based on what gender was affected. I think that's a very wrong thing to say.
Okay.
I think what you should focus on is on the context.
Okay.
I think what you should focus on the context. Okay, now the case you read out,
Mm.
the girl killed the boyfriend as
Yes.
a result of
The boyfriend said
him
yes.
having an affair with
Yes.
another girl.
Yes.
Does that make the woman, the girl, a man hater?
No. No. No.
So would you classify that as androcide?
If I want to be rational, I won't. If I'm not,
So
but why I am actually looking at it from that angle, because this is the same thing that happens to women and it is classified as femicide.
but it isn't. It isn't. Two people are in a relationship that claim to love each other. Then something led to another thing, and someone carries a knife and use it on the other person,
Mm.
and you are classifying that as femicide. No, those are two people having an argument.
Okay.
The other overpowers the other person, and that person must have probably had a killer instinct to go ahead with such a bad thing. That doesn't mean that the he that doesn't mean that there is that man is a goes ahead to hunt for women to own her life. No, that isn't it.
Now, now, I asked you a question, you didn't answer me. I'm asking you now that why do you think that men do not come out to speak up when cases like this happen? Men do not come up to speak up when cases. Why do you think they do not come up to say, okay, let us fight for our own right to blah blah blah? Why do you think that happens?
Sorry, men are not really petty as women.
Ah, you call this petty?
Men are realistics. Men see things the way they are. Yes, they could be sarcastic about it. They could say, okay, now it's our turn, and what would you have to? But we are realistic. Two people have an argument, and the other person overpower the other one and end up killing the person. And I'm here, I will come out here and start fighting that and they are killing us, or they are killing us. So what? That doesn't make sense. I think
But
that
if
just
you go online, sorry to cut you, but if you go online now, like when this case happened, just happened some days back, when you go online, you still see so much men drawing that comparison. You still see them saying, "Nah, it don't happen to man, no. If that woman now go they talk." You still hear those compare. You still see people talking about those comparison. Do you not see it?
I really don't know what I don't. I really don't know what you are saying that men does not do it, and you're telling me that it happens.
No,
So
wait, listen, listen. Understand the angle I'm saying. Men do it only for comparing. The only when they want to compare, say, see am now, woman don do am now. Meanwhile, women do it like women genuinely speak against it. No comparison here. Women will say, please oh, come oh, they are doing women oh, nobody's you understand the context I'm saying. When this thing happen, men do not talk about it as it is. They do not, they don't give it,
what? Wait,
they,
I really don't. It does not. What you're saying, I really it does not make sense. Talk about it as it is. I think you're just being biased here. Because what do you mean by talk about it as it is? What do you mean by talk about it as it
okay,
is?
about it as it is, like, if the feminist you were talking about, if someone is, it's not just a feminist thing, that's why as you're saying feminist, I do not even agree with you. As if people if a woman is being unalived, you would see other women will come up and say, no, enough of this thing, enough is enough. They could even stage a protest or something. They would come and tell you, you will see people who coming out with the black placards and all that, coming to say, okay, please, enough is enough. We do not want this thing anymore. Now, that is one angle. Now, when it happens to your gender, you will see, you would see, first of all, they do not come and say, no, do not do it to us. The only thing you hear them, yes, the only thing you hear them say is, you're seeing it now. When somebody they have done it now to also, if you do it to women now, women, it's only that comparison. It's, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It is only in that context of comparison that you see them talking about it. If not, they can just even overlook it as if it didn't exist.
So are you saying that for a man they should carry a placard?
There's nothing wrong in carrying a
Wait,
black.
listen,
No,
listen,
there's
listen.
nothing wrong.
Wait, calm down. Let me talk. You are telling me that a 19 years old unalived her boyfriend and the men association could gather and carry a placard and come to the street. Sorry, you want men to behave like women, and I don't know. We are not the same.
No, I'm.
You don't expect
This thing
me
you're saying
to
is very funny. We are
no,
talking.
it is not very
It
funny.
has to be. It happens. In short, as a matter of fact, men has over time been wired that, okay, I'm a man. This a woman cannot do this thing to me. But then it still happens, and I'm
So I
asking,
should
why
carry
do
a
not
placard.
see
Wait, I should
what
like
I'm trying to
wait,
say? I am asking that, why do men not say this thing public? Why do they not create the publicity that, okay, oh, this thing happens to men, so it does not happen? Why do they not say it that, okay, this thing, because it happens? I can, like, from last year till now, this men, women unaliving their boyfriends, their spouses, has,
people kill people every single day. It does not matter the gender. That's the point. People kill people. The other day I heard that a kid pushed his mom off the thing. Will I say, because of they are killing women? People kill people. They are bad people.
okay.
They are you, a typical woman is as petty as saying that, oh, because they hate our gender, because they always like playing the victim. They
So
always
you're saying
like playing
that,
they always like playing the victim. I don't know what's up with it. It seems like your network is reconnected.
Anyway.
Yeah, come again. What were you saying?
Okay. So you're saying that because of people unalive people, you're saying that you don't need the publicity. Is that what you're saying? And is it that men are not supposed to talk against it? Is that what you're saying? I don't even understand
Talk
what you're
against like what talk against it in what sense? Like I should carry a placard and get to go to the street and say that release our men, stop killing our like I don't understand. See, the truth is that we've gotten to an age where men expect women to start behaving like men, and get
saying.
angry when a man does not behave like a man. I should take head to the streets and carry a placard because a 17 years old girl or a 19 years old girl unalived her boyfriend and cheated on him. Like I don't understand. Am I that jobless?
So okay,
Like
so in
it
what
does not make
context can you
sense.
do it? Okay, okay, because now if you're talking about the literal meaning of androcide, when there is a when men and maybe on a when men maybe if there's they are doing communal clashes or gang clash, men are being murdered. In such cases, now that is like the literal meaning. That's like the literal meaning of androcide. So are you telling me that when it gets if it really gets to those stage now, men can come out and tell you that okay, this one is actually
If men are being killed because of they are men, that is when it is time to let's say it got to a point that okay men are selected and taken to war and they are being killed. Like it is something that has been happened. That is where you can say now, okay, now this is actually an issue here. Not when two spouses have an issue and one end up killing one, and you're telling me that I should come out of the street and come and riot that men are killing. How does that even make sense? Like if if something is something, let's say okay, men are being killed probably as a result of, let's say, in a particular community, they are trying to reduce the population of they are doing it intentional and it's obvious that you see that it's being done intentionally. That is where you come out and say, okay, this has to stop. This is two spouse having issue. One brought out a knife and killed the other
okay,
one.
let me ask you something. Sorry to cut you. You've been talking. Do you believe that men are being in some relationship, men are actually the victims, like they are being what's the word? Treated unfairly in some relationship. Do you believe so?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
So on that case now, why do you think that such men do not come out to talk? Why do you think that such men that are treated that way do not come out to say, okay, this so before it gets to a stage where this person on a life meal, please let me come out and talk. I've never really read or heard. I don't know if it happens. So why do you think that men do not come out to talk? That say, okay, this relationship that I am now, I am not being treated fairly. I am being doing this. I've been why do they not come out to say it? Do you think if
Because
they come out, sorry to
because
cut, do you also think that if they come out to talk, it is also them being petty?
no, for a man to come out and say some such a thing, that's a shameful thing to say. If you are going to be honest,
That's not true. Hi,
it's true.
Tio. Thanks for joining our life. No, that's not true.
It's true actually.
No, shameful.
Yeah.
Shame. How is it shameful, please?
How will a man come out and complain that a woman is beating? How would that sound? Men are seen as the stronger one.
Okay.
By default, men are the protector. Men are supposed to be the one that carries the family.
Okay.
Men are the stronger one. Even God created and said men are supposed to be the one that will take care of the house. As a man, you should be able to protect your wife, not the other way around.
So you think that it's falling off hands if a man comes out and say, okay, see you,
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, I think so.
In
Yeah,
this modern, in this modern world, you think it is not right for it is somehow for a man to come out and say, okay,
it is
I am
somehow.
being,
Don't use it is not right. Say it is somehow.
it is
Yes, it is.
somehow. Okay, what
It is
happens?
a disgraceful thing for a man to come out and say it. Whether the truth is that we claim to be in the 21st century, we claim to be this thing, but the truth still remains the truth. We all came from a home. We all came from a we all experienced life. We all saw these things.
Okay.
There are some things that your brother, as a your brother, will come and tell you, be like, ah, guys, you be man, you be. I better leave all those things.
That's not true. If my brother comes to tell me that
No,
I
that's
am in
true.
a toxic,
That is true.
toxic relationship,
No,
especially,
listen.
no, listen. If my brother comes to tell me that I am in a toxic relationship, if he can open his mouth to tell me that this my girlfriend or this my wife oh, used to do me this at home, I would not be. I would be so impressed that he came out to talk.
He will so be impressed because of you don't expect, you rarely expect something like that from a man. Let's just be honest.
Okay, you said you were saying something. I said I would be so impressed if my loved one comes and tell me that, babe, oh, see what is happening, oh, see what I'm passing through in my relationship. Oh.
So
I'll,
so so you will so be impressed. So what will you do? Will you go and fight the woman for him?
no, I will not. I would,
You
we will take the
so
best. We will
what will
take the
you do?
best. No, if the person actually needs help, maybe the relationship is so toxic that the person cannot even, the person is actually scared of probably leaving the relationship. I would try to take up that matter to make sure that the person lives in one piece. I would not start laughing at the person and the way you said now, you said it's embarrassing. I will not look at it like, babe,
See,
guy, fuck up, oh, why
see, 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 I think it depending on the extent. Depending on the
whichever.
extent. No, 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 no. Let's be honest. Depending on the extent.
Okay. I
Depending
think
on the extent. If you let's start from small. You hear that your brother is you hear that your brother in his class that girls are beating him in, probably he's in nursery three, primary two. Let's say primary two, nursery three. You hear that girls are beating your brother and he comes home to say, ah, and Veronica beat me up in school today. What would be your first response?
if at that age, at that
Yes.
sincerely, I would try to toughen him up.
Okay, good.
That's the truth.
See, see, see,
But if
see.
it see, wait, let me. But
No,
if
no,
I
no,
sincerely see that
no.
this is
Listen,
this child's nature, if I
listen.
see that it is this child nature, I would go to that school. I would go to that school and ask for help. I would do it myself. I would try to let the child know that, okay, you can defend yourself. But if I see that this child is just the way he is, maybe the person is that child is just naturally someone that doesn't like while and all of that, I would go and do it myself for the person. I would do it. If this
You
person
like
is,
wait. What do you mean? You go to your do it yourself? You go beat up the primary
uh,
three,
no,
nursery
when I
three.
mean I will go and warn the child's
This is
parents.
something that you've been doing it, but the probably teachers does not pay attention. This is something that has been.
I will go and make sure they pay attention. I will go to that school and make sure that they pay attention and say, okay, look what is
Okay,
happening here.
okay.
Look at what my nephew or my niece or my brother is complaining about. So I would make sure that they pay attention. And if they don't pay attention, if they don't do that, I will go to that particular child. I will get I will not just let it slide. That is just what I would do. I will not just let it slide.
You are not actually being honest. But first of all, you said you will toughen it up. Okay, probably in nursery you toughen it up. You probably
That is the first thing I would do. That is the
wait,
first thing
listen,
I would do.
calm down. In nursery you toughen it up. In primary one you toughen it up. In SS1 you toughen it up. But you don't feel like to to an extent that child will feel that he is not supposed to come and tell you such a thing. To imagine a man that has grown to an age of maturity, and you think like it will not be so hard.
Okay, you know what? I want to ask you this. This since you're giving this example, let the reverse be the case. Let it be a girl child that is being bullied in school. What would you do? What will you do?
Obviously, the very from the very first start, I will rush and go to the team. I will not tell her to fight back. Obviously,
What would you do?
you you
I
not
said,
hear me.
now let's reverse that. It is a girl's child that came and make the complaint that you said the other boy child did. What would you do if the child, a
I
female
will
child?
go. I will go and report to the school. And
Okay.
if I see that it pers, I will not tell her to toughen up. I will tell that boy. I will caution that boy. That I will talk. I might even go ahead as far as cautioning that child to stay away
So,
from my daughter.
so what if it is a male child? What will you do? You now, what will you do?
No, you're not asking. No, you shouldn't
No,
be
I'm
asking.
asking you because I have
No,
told you because see, you know why I asked you of the female child because whatever I did for the male child. That is what I will do for the other.
no,
Even if, yo,
no,
that is me. That I'm telling you now what
no.
I
That,
will do.
but that's not
I
true.
am no, I am
That's
telling you
not.
what me I would
You
do.
would no,
If
no. See. I don't want her to keep on going in cycle. You wouldn't tell your dear child that a boy is beating up in his class to toughen up and fight the
no,
boy. Let's be
I'm
real.
just saying like this child is being bullied. If this child is being bullied, whether by male or female, I'm talking about my female child now. If my
You
female
will tell her
child
to
or my
toughen
female
up.
sibling comes to me and tell me that okay, mommy or auntie, I am being bullied in school. These children they are beating me and all of that.
You,
The point is that I will the first that my first thing I will tell that child
to
that
toughen up
remain in school toughen up. Yes,
and go fight the boy.
that is what I would do. That is just what that is. Everybody has their preference.
That is not true.
Wait, yes, because why I
Have
would
you ever
wait.
told have you ever told your male child to man up? Have you ever told your male friend to man up? Let me the word
Let me.
man up. Wait, have you ever told your male friend or your siblings, a male,
I
to
can say
man
it
up?
as a joke. I've said it as a joke, but when it
What
gets
do you, what do you mean by
no as a joke, maybe something
what's the
something is
line
happening
between
and
the
the
two?
person is doing. I'll just say, guy, man up now. Do you understand? As a joke, but on a serious matter, when it gets onto the when it gets serious, I would I would say no, no, no. You need help at this stage now. You can't do it alone.
That's not true.
I am telling you what I would do now.
If no, you if you can tell someone to man up in a joking area, this thing, so you think serpent will come and confide in you for serious matter?
Why not?
If you
Why
could,
not?
if the person come and tell you something in a joking way, and you are able to tell someone such a stuff in
No.
a joking
Okay,
way,
see the
and
context. Okay,
when
see the
it comes to something as serious as that, when you come,
okay. Okay,
he would
see the context. See the
no.
context where I can say it. For instance, now we are going. Maybe we are trekking on one. We are trekking on one lonely path. And probably something just happened out of reflex. My male friend or my just jumps up out of reflex. I'll tell a guy, why are you jumping up like that? Man up now. That is the contest I'm talking about. Yes, that's the contest. I will do it. But when if the person comes to me and you're seeing it now that this person is not laughing, this person is not, this thing is actually disturbing this person. The person walks up to me and say, okay, girls, babe, see what I'm experiencing. See, oh, see, oh, see. I cannot everly, ever tell you to man up. I will not do that. I will not do that. That's why I'm telling you that I can say it in a joking, maybe when it's not that serious, I can say it. I can say it. And believe me, I can say it whether you're a man or you're a woman. If I'm walking on the road and I'm seeing maybe my
Have
my
you
dog,
ever told have you ever told a woman man up before?
I might not use the word man up.
Woman up. Did you use the word woman? No. This see, these are the
No, I
things.
might not use the word woman.
No, these are the things. So let me you need to understand the impact of words. See, whether you like it or not, we have this thing African that as a man, you just got to be strong. So we grew up with this level of everything, man up. Why we go? Why will you put leg in your water and water and attack complain? You know the man you be. Why would you complain say dey for that? No be man you be. This is something that we grow up. We grew up when we were small. They have been coaching us, coding us, and human being are more. I always tell people, human being are more like robots. Things that happens when growing up is more like a coding. That coding is what carries us to be a man. So now, when all those things have made you into a man that you are, and something like that is happening, and you're telling me that it will be as a man, it should be easy for you to come and tell people that your someone that you call your woman is beating you up after all the coding that you coded until maturity. I don't expect me to just come and switch. I don't understand. You need to understand how human being works.
But now
All
you're saying that you're saying, okay, let me ask you. Do you think it is ought to be that way?
it is the coding.
I
You
know. I
it
agree.
is the coding that the society, the world has programmed human. See, you cannot tell me if it ought to that way. The society has programmed you. In fact, not just the programming, from the onset, a man is supposed to be the head. A man is supposed to be stronger. It it's part of the makers of the community. It is part of the foundation of the community. So from childhood, they have brought even before you started working, they have made you feel that as a woman being, as a man that you are supposed to be strong.
So I'm asking you, is it ought to be that way?
It is the yes, it ought to be
No.
that way.
There's a difference between it is how it is and this is how it is ought to be.
Yes, it ought to be that way. Men are supposed to be the creator. That is why that is why a man is supposed to go carry a woman and make the woman his wife.
So you're saying that if your
The
male
society is the
okay,
way the
forget
society
society
is.
now. Let's talk about you because the society is still us. Society is us. The society that you're talking is me and you. Now you're telling me that if your male friend, maybe he's married and he comes to you and tell you that, oh, this is my wife, they beat me for house. So you will laugh at that your male friend.
No, I will not laugh at this.
So
I
what
will
are
not,
you
no, it's not a joke. I will not laugh
what
at
will
that.
you
But the
what
question
will
is,
you
you're
do?
telling me that why is no, this is not the question. You're telling the question is that you're asking me that why is this hard for a woman man to come out and say it? I'm telling you why it is hard. I'm not telling you how me I will take it because for a guy to come and tell me such a thing, I will what because for him to come
And
and
that is
even
why I'm asking you. You've told me why, and I'm asking you, is it ought to be like that? And
is
you're
it
telling
ought to
me
be
now, yes,
like that as
ought to be
how?
like eh?
Ought to be
You-
like what is that like
Like you're
the
telling me that
drawback.
because of the way the society has programmed men, now men cannot come up and say when they are being maltreated in their house or all of that.
Aye,
I'm asking
aye.
you now that is it not high time we change it and say, okay, men,
You
please.
cannot change it. It doesn't work
Oh,
like that. The way the community is programmed, you don't just change things. You don't, the way the
okay.
community is programmed, you
You want
don't
to
just wake up and say, as a man, oh yeah, come,
you know
change
why
your brain.
you know why I am even asking you this thing because you yourself you're rigid. I think you like it the way it is. Now remember when we started this discourse, we talked about
Even
wait now. remember when we started this thing, I was telling you, you told me it's the feminists online. Now I want to ask you, in the 18th century, in the 80s rather, the 70s, the 60s, do we have feminists as we have now?
No, we don't. We didn't.
Okay. The things these feminists were are complaining now, that people are looking at now, people are that feminists are, according to you, that they are talking now. Was this thing a problem back then?
Let me tell you something.
Answer me
No,
now.
no, 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 no. I
Was
cannot
it
answer
a
you
problem
because
back
of
then?
listen, listen.
No, you know what I'm
You
asking you. I'm trying to go
no,
somewhere.
no, no, no,
You're
no, no.
telling me that it cannot. You're telling me that it is because that way.
Let
This
me
is
tell
how
you
it's going
something.
to be.
No, 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 no. See, let me tell you something. The
Okay.
feminists that we are having now is not the feminists that we used to have back then. The feminists we are having now is not the feminists we used to have back then. The feminists that we are having now, they are people that hate men. Feminist is not supposed to be about people that hate. It's supposed to be people that fight for gender equality, people that fight for the weaker people, even for the
I
children.
agree with you because me personally, I know they have shifted the course. What it is,
Yes. So
no,
this
but the
the
point is
feminist of
that
see
now
person
you don't really
person
answer the
feminist is a good movement. I strongly agree with feminist to an extent. Yes, the feminists they have in the past women don't go to school.
okay,
Now they go to school as a result of what the feminist has done.
okay.
But the truth is, there's some sector that you wouldn't even see women before. Doctors, you rarely
So
see women.
that means you agree with me that things change. That is what.
Yes.
So why are you saying that this particular one can never change? That is the angle I'm trying to say. That I am telling you that why is it why is it now is it ought to be like that? Why can't we change it
See,
that? Why wait? Why can't men start coming out? Why can't we keep an
so
enabling
okay,
environment?
okay,
Wait,
wait,
now let me,
listen.
why can't we not keep an enabling environment where men would come out and say, okay, see what I'm having passing through in my relationship. Oh, see the kind of,
Okay.
why can't we keep that? You say it cannot change.
Yet it cannot change because of for that to be a normal thing. That
Mm.
means they need to water down what men stand for.
Hey, hey, voila.
Yes, the whole
What do you
idea of
water
man.
down?
Wait,
What do you
listen,
water down?
listen.
Hey,
The whole
God.
idea of man being a provider. No, it to some country now. That's why you see some women, some men not acting like women. This is the water down that we are seeing. We are no, 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 no. The truth is that this
Hey.
our work mindset. I think this is what is really killing the society. That is why you see men now. They dress up as women. They want to catwalk. They want to do what women are doing because of gender equality. They want to be like the other. See, a man is supposed to be the foundation of the society. A man is supposed to be stronger. Even a man, see, if you give birth to a twin, a boy and a girl, they came at the same time, but you expect the man to be stronger. Not because of the man is stronger, but because of the man will go extra mile to be able to be stronger, to carry on the because you know that as a man, the responsibility he has is not the same responsibility a typical woman has.
Thank you, Chibuzo. Let him see. I don't know if he's seeing from there. Talk now. We are hearing you. See,
I'm reading what she
this
would say.
this thing that you just this the way you're saying it. I just pray you're not grooming your, because if you groom young men, like from what you're saying, men are not allowed to even have emotions. They're not allowed to show.
No,
Oh,
the
they're not allowed to
society
show
does
emotion.
not. I did not say men. Listen, see,
That is the
listen.
reason why. That is what you're
Let,
saying. That is the reason why.
everything I'm saying, I'm not saying everything I'm saying. I'm a victim of what I'm saying.
So
You
is it
have not
fair?
worked.
You that is a,
Listen,
is it fair that
you
you could not come
listen,
out and speak up that
listen,
what I was
listen.
passing
Allow me talk. You have not walked half a mile in a woman in a man's body.
Yes, I
So
understand.
you would not know. You will only experience it from another person's point of view.
But I
I'm
am
telling you based on
I'm
listen,
asking that did
listen,
you
listen. I would like to listen. You've not you as a woman, you have not experienced what it means to be a man. You only know about it from a man's point of view. Let me tell you, from your childbirth, they have started programming you. Whether you like, let me tell you, whom I always tell you, human beings are programmed. They are programmed. Women have their own programming. Man have their own programming. No, as a man, when you are listening, they program into society that even you as a man crying is seen as a bad thing.
that is what I'm saying. Is it ought to be like that?
It is the way the society is
But
programmed.
hey God, I beg you. But it is not be so. I'm saying it
Even
is
you as
not
a person,
supposed to be so. It is not
it is supposed to be so.
hey.
It is supposed to be so. Men are supposed to be the provider. Men are supposed to be the one that carries on the family. Men are supposed to be the one that literally carries this thing. Men are supposed to be the stronger one.
Hey, voila.
If you tell me that, see, there's there's a man, there's a woman. Whether we like it or not, there's a man, there's a woman. A man is supposed to be up. A woman is supposed to be below a man. A man is supposed to protect. But if you're telling me that it's not supposed to be so, meaning the whole programming of a man is not supposed to be like that. I mean, a woman and a man is supposed to grow up with the same mentality.
God, I beg you.
No, no, that is what you are saying. That a man and a woman is supposed to grow up with same mentality.
That is not what
That
I am
that is what you are
no.
listen,
That is
that is what you are saying. And you see, what you are saying is already happening in most developed countries like the US. That is why you see men grow up and say, no,
that
they don't feel comfortable in their skin.
no, that is not true. What I am saying is that everybody should be allowed to be emotional, to
At
express.
what at what stage? Like a man should just grow. A man should just wait. Listen, wait. Everyone should be allowed to be no. You told me that when something happens to a man, you tell a man up because you know. I asked you. I asked you. Listen, wait.
I
I
tell
asked
you now. I don't just
you.
tell men. Even if I tell both women, I tell just men. Please, guys, if
Have
you're
you ever told a?
we are going to ask him question. Let him answer us.
Wait. I asked you a question. I asked you a question. Have you
Eh,
ever told any of your female friend man up?
I didn't use the word man up. Let me not
You
lie.
so
But
what did you say?
I might say, babe, like, why you dey fear now? Do
No,
you,
it's not the same thing.
no, because
You
if
no
telling
no. Listen, babe,
no,
why you dey fear? And guy, man up.
no, see, even when I am telling the man up, I don't literally mean man and up. I mean like guy.
You literally call a man. You literally no.
But you know that
Okay. Let me tell you what this does to a man. Let me tell you what this thing, this word man up means. You are not you're a woman, so you wouldn't understand. When you tell a man up, you're telling me that you're telling a man that a man is not acting as a man. So you're telling me that he needs to become a man.
okay, please, because I don't want this. Like, I don't want us to keep going in cycles. So I am asking you now that say it boldly. I will not argue with you. I will not argue with you. Now, should the society take male victims seriously as it is now? Do you think that male victims, maybe they were male victims generally, as in this present day now, do you think the society should take male victims seriously?
Obviously.
Obviously, okay, they should not. look at them as if they are fucking up.
I'm not. No, see, I never said they are fucking up.
To understand, they should not look at them as if this is why you
No,
a
no,
man.
they should not look at them like that.
Okay. Okay.
The reason why I said it will yeah, 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 the question was you asked from the onset that why is it so hard for women men to come out? I said that I said it will look like if they are fucking up, not because of they are actually fucking up, because of this is something that is it happens. What I would like to it happens. So I did not say that they are actually effing up. I
Mm,
don't want to use that word.
mm,
That doesn't mean that the society should say that they are effing up.
okay.
But it will forever be hard for a man
Mm,
to come out and say
thank you.
that this is
Thank you for saying that. And that's where I want to tell you that it is only hard now. But if we keep creating the awareness in the nearest, maybe not in our time, not in just the way feminists are now, not in our when we get in time to come, men will be able to come up and say, okay, this is what I am passing through in my relationship. This is what I'm passing through in wherever walks of life they find themselves that they're not being treated fair. I think that if people start reorienting themselves, people start getting an open mind to also to say, okay, please, man, a man, please, if you're having this kind of issues, don't be ashamed to come out because we know that you have emotions. I think that in the nearest future, that men will be able to, and this thing that we are experiencing now would not experience. So I want to ask you now because this life is already long. what what advice do you have generally for men that are presently if someone that is watching us now and maybe in a situation where the person is in a toxic relationship or what have you, what advice do you want to give the person now?
I okay. If you're a man watching this, or you are a man watching this, and you are probably having domestic violence in your homes, probably your wife, husband is your girl
Or
is maltreating you or what have you.
the wife rather.
Your wife or whichever one is maltreating you or abusing you, come out and speak.
Okay.
I understand how the society has painted a man to be all fearful, all this thing, all powerful, but come out and speak. It's better that you speak or than be in your house and dying in this thing. So come out and speak. That's what I have to say. That's what I have to
Oh,
say.
okay. Okay, thank you. I'm happy at least we both agreed on that one. Please, if you're a man, oh, my own is not just a man. Oh, me, I talk for both men and women. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Personally, remember when we did this live some weeks back when we talked about just basically femicide. I believe that bad people treated as bad people, irrespective of their gender, irrespective of their gender. And when things happen, people should be able to come and say, okay, this person did this thing to this person. We shouldn't have that gender undertone that this now because now woman now, because that man now. We should deal with it as it is because it is happening both to men, to women, children own is even I the point is that children own happens way a lot, even more than women rather. So and I feel the reason why is looking as if the hierarchy where you have children, where you have women, and then you have men. When you have because it happens more to children than women rather before men. So I think there's a reason why we have that hierarchy. There's a reason why we have such hierarchy. It means that this particular gender, this thing happens to the weaker people, not basically based on gender. It basically happens to the weaker people are being targeted. That is what I like. Even if you go to those relationships where men are being um when the men are being oppressed and all of that, if you notice, you might notice that or more in this relationship, the man is kind of this easier man, is kind of the one that does not really, that, well, I will not use the word strong, that is kind of the easiest person to target in that relationship. If you look, so you just know that generally this thing is happening because this person is lesser, not is weaker. I don't want to actually use the word weaker, but it is not gender wise. It is not targeted because this person is a male or this person is female. That is what I think. Thank you very much for having you, Hope. I always enjoy having discussions like this with you. I really, really enjoyed. I really enjoyed our life. Although my voice is this small argument now is giving me a headache, and my voice is cracked already. I don't know if people are even feeling it from the mic. So, guys, please, if you're watching me, I'm going to end this live now, and I'm going to be starting another live. I think by 11, 11 thereabout, or right away. I want to, that life would be basically a chit chat. That one, I just basically want to get to know you guys. We talk, we just laugh over things. This one is basically the one where we talk about something serious. The next life I'm going to start. So, guys, I want you to stay tuned. I want you to stay tuned. And please, if you're watching and you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Help your girl grow. Help your girl grow. So, I'm going to be ending this live now. I would see you by 11 p.m. this same time, like in the next 30 minutes. I'm going to come online again. Okay, thank you very much, Hope. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys.